No one can agree on anything anymore. The world is becoming more and more polarized by the day. People have become more distanced from each other with the advent of social media. But the one thing that we can all agree on is the fact that this is former President Barack Obama, and that this is pop music artist Taylor Swift. Or can we? Cultural barriers may cloud our perception of how we think others may perceive information, so people may not know who this is, simply because they don't have access to the prior knowledge that we do. But given enough time, anyone can learn anything. The digital age gives us access to an exorbitant amount of information.
I can know what people halfway across the globe think of a subject, and they can know how I respond.
All these factors allow for information to be the only global, if not universal, unit of measuring. It transcends linguistic and cultural barriers like never before.
But none of this matters if we can't retain said information. But how do we retain said information? Well, for a computer, it keeps track of the information in a microchip in the form of random access memory. The average computer has about 4 to 8 gigabytes of memory, with some very rarely reaching a terabyte. The brain, on the other hand, has around 2.5 petabytes of memory capacity, which is around 2,500 times more powerful than a terabyte, having 2.5 million gigabytes of storage.
This may seem improbable. How can the brain have so much storage, but it forgets things so frequently?
Well, for starters, we don't know how large memory is, so we can't determine how much storage it takes to remember all of the information we gather and retain.
But what's up with our brains making up things that didn't happen, or our brains misinterpreting information? Well, for that, we have cognitive distortions to blame. These little bugs in our memory occur when the brain is taking in so much information at a given time that it will fill in unknown things with what is known to make it easier and faster to comprehend.
Computers have a similar problem, with some having rounding errors when computing certain equations or photons being misread as a bit change. With the brain occasionally playing tricks on us, and with computers occasionally giving false readings, what information can we trust? It's difficult to say. Misinformation is easier to spread than ever. Whether purposeful or not, it can be a deadly weapon that can change the course of anyone's life. Communication is a vital part of society, but it can be used in ways that harm or hurt a person's reputation. But it is still a vital part of society, right? Think about how far we come from just talking, to cave drawings, to writing symbols, to wired communication, to the wireless interconnectivity we all know of as the internet. With how far we've come in the transportation of information in the last couple hundred years alone, who knows how much further we will advance.
Without communication in our societies, think about how much more information every person would have to retain. If everyone did everything by themselves, it would be impossible to get things done. For everyone would constantly be reinventing the wheel, literally and figuratively.
That's why communication is such a vital part of society. It allows people to work together and not constantly have to redo things others have already done. With a little collaboration, humanity can reach greater and greater things, pushing the boundaries of what was once thought possible. It allows people to specialize into something that they enjoy or that they are good at, freeing up activities for other people that they might find enjoyable instead. With specialization, we can offload some information onto others and share it when necessary. But why does any of this matter?
Is it really necessary to decipher through truth and misinformation? Do we need to share ideas and advancements? The short answer is yes. If you want to get ahead in life, you need to hold your head up high and keep your feet on the ground. Don't let yourself drown in the ever-expanding sea of misinformation, and don't fall victim to the web of lies that persists within the internet. Find truth, work with others, and give humanity something to be proud of. Because after all, is there any greater purpose than to keep the dream alive?